Hello, my name is Thomas Sautel, and welcome to my final presentation for MBA 513 on the Balanced Scorecard. Here is the agenda for today's presentation. First, I will answer 3 questions that will serve as an overview of the Balanced Scorecard approach. Next, we will look at the advantages and disadvantages of this approach. Then, we will learn about its impact on business strategy and decision management, followed by examples of measures and a strategic map that can be associated with this approach. I will also explain how this approach can enhance forecasting efforts, provide an effective way to break down budgeting, and explain how it can make a positive impact while making capital investment decisions. Finally, we will look at some additional implications of the Balanced Scorecard and end with a summary. To begin, what exactly is a Balanced Scorecard? The Balanced Scorecard is designed to align business activities with organizational goals. As a set of measures designed to give top managers a fast but comprehensive view of the business, it takes certain generalized goals from different yet interconnected areas, such as the customer perspective, the internal perspective, innovation, and profitability, and then it zeroes in on the most important measures. The next question is, who developed the Balanced Scorecard and when? The Balanced Scorecard was originally developed by Dr. Robert Kaplan and Dr. David Norton, who both worked for the Harvard Business School. It was published as a paper in 1992 and then formally as a book in 1996. Both the paper and book led to its widespread success. The final question is, who uses the Balanced Scorecard? The Balanced Scorecard approach is used extensively in business and industry, government, and nonprofit organizations around the world. According to research by Gartner Group, the world's leading research and advisory company, over 50% of large U.S. firms have adopted the Balanced Scorecard, as well as more than half of the major companies in Europe and Asia, with use growing in those areas as well as in the Middle East and Africa. Next, let's take a look at some of the advantages and disadvantages of the Balanced Scorecard approach. We will start with some of the benefits. A first advantage is that it gives structure to your strategy. This is because the Balanced Scorecard is a logical, structured way to help the leaders of your organization ensure that all areas of the organization are covered in an easy-to-understand way. It helps keep your goals at the center, uses specific measurements to track progress, and follows initiatives to track actions. Second, it makes it easy to communicate with your strategy. So why is this? Well, when the Balanced Scorecard is implemented correctly, it gives employees clear goals to keep in mind while working on measures. It allows employees to better understand the strategic elements that need work, and it enables employees to see how objectives affect one another. Next, when implemented correctly, all divisions and departments should align with a common strategy, and the Balanced Scorecard facilitates this process. Another advantage of the Balanced Scorecard approach is that it allows individuals to align their goals across the organization. Thus, it allows your employees to connect what they're doing to the betterment of the team and the company as a whole. Finally, it keeps your strategy front and center of your reporting success. Now, here are 5 basic drawbacks of the Balanced Scorecard approach. First and simply put, it can be an overwhelming framework. Second, it can't be copied precisely from examples. In other words, it must be tailored to one organization at a time. Third, it requires strong leadership support to be successful. It can be difficult to keep everyone on the same page at all times. And finally, it may appear to be rigid for the way you manage. For instance, rather than taking the time to adapt, some leaders quickly decide to quit using the Balanced Scorecard and return to their old ways. Let's now take a look at the impact the Balanced Scorecard has on business strategy and decision management. To begin, a Balanced Scorecard approach connects the dots between big-picture strategy elements such as a company's mission, vision, core values, and strategic focus areas with more operational elements such as objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives. According to Saylor Academy 2012, most organizations use a mix of financial and non-financial measures to evaluate performance. The Balanced Scorecard approach uses a balanced set of measures separated into 4 perspectives. These include financial, customer, internal processes, and organizational capacity. Let's take a quick look into each of these perspectives. First, the financial perspective views organizational financial performance and the use of financial resources. The second perspective concerns the customer. This perspective views organizational performance from the point of view of the customer or other key stakeholders that the organization is designed to serve. Next, the internal process perspective helps the enterprise understand the efficiency and effectiveness of internal business processes and supporting technologies. And finally, the organizational capacity perspective views organizational performance through the lenses of human capital, infrastructure, technology, culture, and other capacities that are key to breakthrough performance. Companies that use the balanced scorecard typically establish several measures for each perspective. The chart below provides an illustration of some of these measures. For example, the financial perspective will implement financial measures such as return on assets or inventory turnover. On the other hand, the customer perspective implements non-financial measures such as customer satisfaction surveys or the number of customer complaints. One of the most powerful elements in the balanced scorecard methodology is the use of strategic mapping to visualize and communicate how value is created by the organization. A strategic map is a simple graphic that shows a logical, cause and effect connection between strategic objectives. These are shown as the ovals in the map. Improving performance in the objectives found in the organizational capacity perspective, which is the bottom row, enables the organization to improve its internal process perspective, which is the next row up. This in turn enables the organization to create desirable results in the customer and financial perspectives, which are the top two rows. Overall, by the utilization of strategy mapping, all objectives are aligned to achieve the desired strategies and goals of an organization. Next, let's take a look at how the balanced scorecard can be utilized to enhance forecasting efforts. To begin, many organizations are embracing agile concepts for project implementation, where cycle times are short and iteration is embraced as a tool to ensure that results meet goals. So with this being said, how can planners adopt agile concepts as part of their forecasting processes? According to Max 2016, two established tools in the planning arsenal are well positioned to assist when used together. The balanced scorecard approach and continuous planning are both enterprise planning approaches that embrace the idea of a living document, rather than a static, unchanging plan that only grows less relevant as rapid market changes roll on. This is because these two strategies have a symbiotic relationship. The balanced scorecard provides input to continuous planning, showing how the impact of changes in one area of the business impacts other areas. As a result of working together, the two approaches allow for analysis of how changes in one part of the business affect downstream operations, which is a vital part of keeping an enterprise agile enough to accommodate changing market conditions. The balanced scorecard also does a phenomenal job in effectively breaking down the organizational budgets. Kahihu 2016 explains that company budgeting is often a tough exercise for a number of reasons. Luckily, budgets can be automatically steered thanks to the application of the balanced scorecard. You may ask, how is this possible? Well, every objective in the balanced scorecard provides information about how to achieve them. This will include details on the allocation of resources, which in fact is budgeting. In other words, the balanced scorecard breaks down what would otherwise be a complex budget into small strategic resource allocations with timeframes that are specifically dictated by the specific objective. Because of this, an organization will be able to easily link where money needs to be allocated, when, and why. Additionally, linking the balanced scorecard with the budget helps reinforce strategies. And lastly, it promotes cooperation between staff who come together to make budgeting a success. In addition to enhancing forecasting efforts and allowing budgeting to become a more simplistic process, the balanced scorecard also plays a valuable role in helping a firm make the right capital investment decisions. Let's use the Bridgeport Hospital as an example. In an attempt to reach a healthy financial position, Bridgeport Hospital developed the following basis for creating a balanced scorecard. They refer to the following table as a capital investment matrix. This includes its balanced scorecard goals, focuses, and metrics. As a result of this matrix, the hospital was able to become more efficient, reduce its cost per nurse, had a lower than budgeted staff, and saved over $750,000 in supply chain management. Because of the positive results due to the utilization of a balanced scorecard, the hospital decided to apply the same approach to capital investment decisions. The following grid reflects the weights placed on the various dimensions in the matrix. Not only has using the balanced scorecard approach proven to be financially beneficial, the process of a committee allocating resources allows for different departments to get an understanding of the different aspects of the hospital. The Bridgeport Hospital example is just one example of how the implementation of a balanced scorecard has made a positive impact on an organization. Additional implications of this approach regard its competitiveness and whether or not it is ethical. According to the results of one study that included over 50 large companies, there is a positive effect between the utilization of a balanced scorecard and the competitive advantage of a firm's performance. Of course, this will depend on how well a balanced scorecard is applied at a particular company. Ethical implications also exist because there are many existing views concerning just how ethically balanced scorecards really are. For example, on one hand, one source argues that balanced scorecards are not the organizational strategic tools that are needed in the present times because they are used by business owners and other organization executives to achieve selfish interests. Furthermore, they tend to focus so much on the need for organizations to meet targets that employee production increases, which may lead to additional strenuous efforts. On the other hand, Hansen 2017 explains that modifications to the original balanced scorecard, which explicitly consider environmental, social, and ethical issues, are becoming more and more popular. These are referred to as sustainability balanced scorecards. They basically allow organizations to implement strategies that aim to achieve the most sustainability possible. Because of this, I would highly suggest implementing a sustainability balanced scorecard to take away any possibility of overworking employees. To conclude, I would like to answer the following question. What makes the balanced scorecard such an attractive approach for businesses today? First, when balanced scorecards are developed as strategic planning and management systems, it can help align an organization behind a shared vision of success and get people working on the right things and focusing on results. According to Rome 2019, a balanced scorecard is more than just a way of keeping score. It is a system consisting of people, strategy, processes, and technology. Next, if applicated in the right way, the benefits associated with a balanced scorecard can certainly outweigh the drawbacks. This is because a balanced scorecard can provide structure to a company's strategy, make it easier for a company to communicate its strategy across the whole organization. It better aligns differing departments and divisions, helps to link individual goals to the organization's strategy, and its strategy is kept front and center of reporting success. Moreover, a balanced scorecard approach connects the dots between big picture strategy elements and more operational elements. This is in large part due to the four perspectives, which include a mix of financial and non-financial measures which are tied to the company's strategies and objectives. Finally, additional strengths associated with a balanced scorecard include its ability to enhance forecasting efforts, its assistance in making budgeting a more simplistic process, its helpfulness in aligning capital investment decisions, and lastly, it is often viewed as a competitive advantage when properly implemented and utilized. Thank you, Professor Shively, for taking the time to view my presentation on the balanced scorecard. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed MBA 513. I wish you the best moving forward, and I look forward to your feedback regarding this presentation.